just to start. You know, he invented echo. You know, he's
and the 8-track, did he?
You'll never believe what caused him to do that. He said I went to a Jimmy Rogers session, and he said they had him sitting in this real slick room with no carpet, no drapes or nothing, and said they had him sitting back a mile from that mic, and he said they got that echo on him on that T for Texas. Yeah. We sat way back from the mic, don't you see? And that's how they got that, and didn't get no scratches on the guitar. That's the way they done that. And he tells about it. He said Jimmy Rogers was my inspiration. And he said the way that man sang and the way he played the guitar, he said there's been nobody since or before that affected America like Jimmy Rogers did.
Well, let me ask you something. Did you know that he toured around with
he's the real deal, wasn't he?
He was the real deal.
Benford can tell you the name of the studio in L.A. where the two of them recorded together in an L.A. studio.
It's the old radio recorders.
I remember that.
Yeah, in 1930.
Les Paul and Jimmy Rogers.
No, Jimmy and Louis.
Jimmy and Louis.
Yeah.
Where's that? I know radio recorders. Where's that located?
On Orange and Santa Monica Boulevard. It was the old RCA studio where Elvis recorded 110 songs in this same room. Yeah. He did Love Me Tender, Don't Be Cruel, Jailhouse Rock, Hound Dog. This is an old RCA. Well, see, RCA wanted to get into the talk on film business, and they built that studio in 1930. Well, 1930, their biggest star was Jimmy, so they brought him into that studio. Well, it's written in the notes that they brought in a young trumpeter named Louis Armstrong to be on the session. Standing on the corner was the session
also,
they brought him in.
Father Hines was on that session.
Yeah, and Lily, Louis' wife.
Played the piano.
Louis' wife was on the piano.
Father Hines, maybe he was a big jazz piano player back in the 30s.
I knew Jimmy Rogers was more than most people thought he was, but I had no idea he was that big.
Yeah.
They played at the Ambassador Hotel down in Hollywood. The two of them together.
You don't have a lemon?
And Don Michael played there with me. We played there 2 weeks one time.
I'm afraid it'll fall off.
We had a lot of fun.
Did they have pictures?
Yeah, all them pictures and stuff. And I thought, that's amazing. What do you mean they toured together? Oh, there's in Chicago, there's in New York, there's all them places. And I thought, and I got this book about.
Louis Armstrong, he hung out with the heavies, didn't he?
Oh,
he hung out with Bing Crosby and you know.
But think of Jimmy Rogers. Here's an old boy. What was he? He Mississippi.
Meridian.
Yeah. Okay. And but he loved Texas. I know, and Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
And he. But how would you imagine those two getting together? And wearing tuxedos. Now, they was wearing tuxedos in this one picture, and Jimmy Rogers had on his train hat. I'm not kidding.
That's great.
I'm just telling you, I was so. And I kept reading and kept reading. I just got immersed in it. You know, how big he was. What all of he did.
And he's still big.
In 33 years, what was he? 33 when he died, wasn't he?
You don't need any more. I think he was 36. 36, 34.
Well, they talked about him.
How you doing? Good.
They talked about him getting up off the cot and going in the same a little bit, and then come back laying down, and go back and start another one. Right before he died.
Benford went up there and went through the RCA archives. He also went to Kerrville, where they turned the place into a sanitarium or whatever, and got little bitty medicine vials.
Well, in fact, he moved to Texas because he wanted to treat for his TB, and there's a sanitarium there in Kerrville. Well, someone told me where the ruins of it are, and I went out there and I found the old buildings, but the trash pile is still there with all these medical bottles and old shot bottles and Listerine bottles, all still there from when that thing closed down back in the 30s. Nobody, it's just kind of, I got some great footage, kind of eerie, the place, you know, and that's where he built his house, Blue Yodel's
How much courage did that guy have to be knowing that he was on his deathbed and got on that boat in New Orleans and rode all the way down around that goddamn canal and went up to New York and went up there and and went in there and recorded up to 2 days.
And he knew.
Well, yeah, but you know he was sick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he had to be sick.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
They said they had a cot in there for him.
Yeah.
If you want to lay down, I read all that. I think that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
He went down. He also did this. He went down while he was back there, while he could still walk around 4 or 5 days before he died. He went down into Skid Row down in New York there, and just threw money.
Yeah,
in the air.
yeah,
Threw
Yeah,
money
I
out
read
there.
that too.
yeah.
It's amazing. The guy was an amazing
He
man.
knew he was dying, see, and he gave it money to
It
those
just-
poor people down there.
What Benford and I are trying to do is do a Jimmy Rogers